All right, this is Luke's kitchen. This is the second attempt at ever recording. If you want to know what happened to the first attempt, you can go ahead and check out my Discord. But let's get straight into it. This is a cooking show that I'm going to be hosting, where we're going to be cooking all kinds of different food. Today we're going to be making stuffed chicken, but first a word from Jacob. He has a couple things he wants to say. He left his card reader at Daniel's house, and he is 3 hours and 30 minutes away to drive to, so 7 hours in total for an entire day to get the card reader. He says he will be back to posting videos once I have my card reader again. So once he has his card reader, he'll be posting videos again. But until then, we'll go ahead and enjoy this show. So this is my second attempt doing this, so fast. I may be faster, I may be slower, I don't really know. I had to throw away some chicken because of the last attempt I made was not great. Not because I didn't cook it right, but because my oven was bad. I'll explain that maybe some other time. For now, let's get straight into the ingredients. I'm going to be looking at my phone quite a bit, but the ingredients thing will be right here next to me so you guys can follow along with what I'm saying. I'll have prices and calories at the end of the video. Prices will be with the ingredients that we're about to get into. So for this recipe, you need 4 chicken breasts. I'm using 3. So you don't necessarily need 4, but it will make 3 servings if you follow the recipe exactly how I do it. You need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, so that would be this. You don't really need a tablespoon. This is mostly just to spread it on the chicken, so it's an eyeball guess on how you do that. You're gonna need paprika, and I'll get into tablespoons and all that later, but for now, I'm gonna get into garlic powder. You will be needing onion powder as well. Onion powder is right here. You're gonna be needing all these spices. Do you necessarily need them? No, I guess you don't. It does help. You need cream cheese, softened. I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. A Parmesan cheese, right? Shredded Parmesan, grated Parmesan to be exact. Do not get the one that comes in the tub. Go ahead. Let's see here. Get the Parmesan that is in the bag. The tub Parmesan that you see at all those restaurants is garbage. You might as well shred plastic, basically. Let's keep going into this. You're gonna need fresh spinach, chopped, a minced garlic, you can get that as a spice as well, and red pepper flakes, which are, I have crushed red pepper. They're the same, pretty much same thing, sort of. Not really, but that's what I could find. Now, I got all this stuff at Kroger. You can pretty much get it in any grocery store, really. But I got it specifically from Kroger. Now, to reiterate in the spices, you don't necessarily need these spices. You don't need to go out and buy them. You could just cook the chicken outright with olive oil and just straight up cook it. You don't even need to stuff it at that point. That's a very easy version of doing it. So just get the chicken, spread some olive oil on it, throw it into the oven. That's a very simple thing to do. But with these spices, it enhances the flavor by like 100 times. And we're going to be using all these spices in much later recipes and stuff like that. So it's a good idea to get spices because they unlock a whole new thing for you to cook. Now, to get into utensils that you'll need a cutting board or a clean surface, and I reiterate, clean surface to chop and cut your chicken on. It is very important that you do that because chicken is very hard to cook. You'll need a measuring spoon, multiple specifically. I just recently cleaned mine, so they're a little wet. You're gonna need 3 different types of mixing bowls. I'm going to be using the smallest one for spices, the bigger one for, what were we using this one for again? I think the sour cream. And this one, I'm also going to be making a side of potatoes with our recipe, and I'm going to use this one. You do not need the third one. You do need 2 mixing bowls. Next thing on our list, a knife. You will need a knife. They're sharp. That's pretty much it for that. To give a rating scale on how hard this is to cook, if you are a novice cook, you can say this is about a medium type of recipe. If you're very well versed in cooking, this is very easy. As long as you follow the instructions that I have, that'll be listed. You don't even need to listen to this video. You can literally just go find the instructions and go off of that if you don't want to listen to this video. If you want to see a see-through of the video, go ahead and just continue watching. On the messiness scale, this is quite a messy recipe. You will get your hands very messy. So with that being said, you need to wash your hands. That is not something that you necessarily have to do specifically for this recipe. You do that for everything, guys, alright? Wash your fucking hands. Alright? It's as simple as that. You need to wash your hands for cooking. And after that, I think we'll be done. A simple tip that I learned from the first video, when you're buying spices, it will come like this. Make sure to peel this off because I had a real hard time the last time I did this. It was miserable. So we're going to be doing the spices, mixing of the spices first before anything else. So we'll get right into that. Have a trash can at the ready if you need it. And we're going to go ahead and change the way the camera looks. Okay. Sorry if I sound a tiny bit different. I took a little bit of a break. But let's get into the next tip about the spices. You want to make sure to open them up and have the hole open. That way you can just scoop it out when you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up all of mine right here and have them in the order that I'll be using them. Okay, we're gonna use this tiny bowl, and the salt is actually the only thing I can't open, which is really sad. First thing we're gonna want to do is add paprika. We're gonna do 1/2, add the paprika, so it just says add paprika. Cool. I don't know how much paprika, so I'm gonna put it right here until I figure out how much. 1.5 tablespoons of salt, so we're gonna go ahead and do here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. Personally, this is my favorite kind of salt, which is rock salt. But sadly, you cannot take off the cap to this. At least I can't. I can't figure it out. So that is my best guess on that. Next thing we're gonna want is 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder. So we're gonna go ahead and get garlic powder. Go ahead and scoop up and pour it in. Next we're gonna want a 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder. Get my onion, scoop it, pour it in. And let's see here, my paprika as well. It just says add paprika, so I'm just gonna add 1/2 and like 1/3 of this tablespoon. Let's see here, to small bowl and stir to combine. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna crush that one ball right there. And the reason you want this really stirred up is this is what we're sprinkling on our chicken. Now, I have something that I can go ahead and pour onto the chicken. This is a, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I'll put it in the editing. But I'm gonna keep crushing those balls of paprika. You do want it to look a little something like this. So this is good. And the reason I'm having you guys mix this first is because in my first episode, when I was originally recording this, I went ahead and mixed everything after I got the chicken, and then I couldn't cook. So, yeah. Let's make sure I have literally everything. Garlic powder, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're good. You want it to look exactly like that. That looks very good. Very good. Gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and now I think we're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven. So it's gonna get a little stinky for me. If you guys don't know, we had rats, cleaned after the rats, but that smell will never go away until I use the oven a bunch of times. So if you hear me complaining, that's why. Let me get into preheating. We're gonna go ahead, preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And I just got natural breast chicken. As you can see, it was about $14. The price changes varying on how much chicken is going for. So it could really be any kind of price. When it comes to chicken, I do not recommend skimping out on chicken. It is a quite difficult meat to work with, and it's quite disgusting to work with too. So this is where the messy portion of the video will be. After I'm done oiling up this chicken, we're gonna be spreading the paprika, the spices that we all just worked on, onto it. So go ahead and get your olive oil and put a little, ooh, that's too much. Put a tiny dab. That was way too much again. That's okay. Just means we got it really oily. Really oil it up all around. Luckily, so I did clean my cutting board, so make sure you guys have a clean cutting board. This is why. It's because you will be rubbing that chicken all over it. It is quite the messy thing to work with. Ooh, my fingers are freezing, by the way. Jesus Christ. Alright. Okay. Alright, after that is all oiled up, your hands are going to be really sticky and gross. So, next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add the sauce. Let's see, we're going to want to sprinkle the spice all around the chicken. So we're going to go ahead and do, let's see, this is my first time doing this, so. Don't do that much. Really spread it on. Flip the chicken over. I do highly recommend getting what I have right here. It'll really help. Ooh, that does smell so nice. It will really help you spread it onto the chicken. It is like so useful. I swear to God, it is so useful. This is doing very well. Now, like I said, very messy. Very, very, very messy. It's just something you have to deal with. Me personally, very hard for me to deal with that. I'm not too keen on messy foods. You can ask Sophie. I hate messy foods, but anything to cook, because I know how this tastes. And you can see where my salt rocks are. Put that away. And now we need to get into the actual, oh, that looks like we're missing a little bit. We could just spread it like that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and move this bowl out of the way. Cut into this chicken first. As you can see, I washed my hands. That was a mistake. We need to cut pockets into the chicken. So, we're gonna go ahead and grab a pretty big knife. A knife that can actually get all the way through. Maybe a little smaller one than this. Hold on. Alright, somewhat smaller knife, one that can get all the way through but still gets the job done. Like I said, this is a very messy recipe, so we're gonna go ahead and start with this one first. And I'm gonna have my finger all the way. You do not want your knife to go poking through the chicken, but you want it to go deep into the chicken. You don't. This is a little hard. My knives are not nearly as sharp as Andrew's knives. Give me a second. Let me get a sharper knife. Alright, I think we are going to be using our longest knife, so let's poke into it. And guys, don't worry about being perfect at this. As you can see, I am not skilled in this either. But we do manage to get a pocket. It's a failed pocket so far. The next chicken, we're gonna have to go a little bit higher than that, but it is pocket nonetheless. Let's go ahead, go a little bit higher than what I just did, cut right into it. You can feel the blade right here. You wanna have to put your hand here. I know that sounds dangerous, but guys, trust me, you're not going near fast enough to actually do any harm to your body. And that is a much better pocket. I wonder what that reminds you guys of. Anyways, let's go ahead, throw that one to the side, and cut into this one as well, kind of deep. Put your finger right here, you can feel the edge of the knife, and you want to go straight down from there. And once again, not the cleanest pocket. You can see there's a little hole, but a pocket nonetheless. You guys hopefully will do better than I am. No matter what, this will still work out. We can use the remaining of our spice to re-spice the chicken when we're about to put it back. All right, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move this to the side. Now for real, we're gonna take our bowl out. Make sure to open your stuff up before you start cooking. That way you're not on a time crunch. Get your Parmesan, your cream cheese, your medium bowl, and your spinach. For the spinach today, I'm going to be using baby spinach. It is, you know, good, I guess, is what I will say. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and we're gonna add the cream cheese. Now, how much cream cheese I'm supposed to add is a mystery to me. And it doesn't quite say how much I'm supposed to add. But I'm gonna assume quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna be using the 1 tablespoon, and we're gonna just scoop and get it in there. And we're just gonna get enough for 3 chickens in here. So I'm gonna be doing probably a tablespoon each. Like that. A little bit more than a tablespoon each. And if I need more, I will make more. Okay? That's the beautiful thing about cooking. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add the Parmesan. Do I have Parmesan? Did I not take Parmesan. Take that out, put that in, just like that. About maybe a little bit, about a palm length is how much I put in. We're gonna get some mayonnaise in there. I have the squish mayonnaise, so we can kind of squirt it in there. We're gonna go ahead and get a half tablespoon. Let's see here, half tablespoon of salt, garlic, and red pepper. Okay. Sorry, my fish is freaking out. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the garlic in here. So we're gonna get, is it minced garlic or garlic powder? I'm gonna say minced garlic right here. I'll go ahead and just spray a bunch of that in there. Get the red peppers. We're kind of guesstimating here. I know you guys can tell that. Spread it in there because we're going to be mixing all of this together. And some salt. Like I said, I can't take mine off. Half tablespoon is about that much. So. Just like that. It doesn't matter because it's gonna taste great. And then we need to put our spinach. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. Cool. And now we can start munching that all together. So, the way I'm going to do about this, you can use... Okay, turned off on me just for 1 second. And we want it to look a little bit like that. I don't exactly remember what me and Andrew did. He's probably gonna be laughing at me. But this is good enough. Good enough for me. Now we're gonna wanna scoop this into your chickens. I'm going to scrape this off of me, maybe, is the idea so far. And maybe get some of it into the actual chicken, if I can. I'll be back with you guys in just 1 second. After that, we're gonna get a spoon, get our chicken back into this. Once again, getting a little messy. We're gonna open up the flabs of our chicken, scoop this up, scoop what we got. Here, hold up. Really, really want this to be quite the thing. Scoop it up and kind of slather it in there and then slam it down. Cool, just like that. That's perfect. We're gonna go into here, try to really scoop it out. Now, I may have added a little too much, but at the same time, it looks like it's kind of just enough, all right? And remember, this is, the recipe will be in the description and everything. I will highly recommend now looking at what I do and really watching the video first before making this, because whoo, you'll make a lot of mistakes. All right, this one's the one that's kind of crap, so we're gonna go ahead and put the most in this. All right, that is looking very nice. Now remember, at the beginning of this video, or at some point in this video, I said to preheat your oven, because we are exactly gonna be using that oven right now. I'm gonna throw away my knife for now. Actually, I am throwing away my knife, as we don't need it. Gonna need this. We're gonna go ahead and put all of our chicken neatly on top. Transfer it over to the big plate. Move this to the side. All right, and we're gonna put that in there for about 30 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I have my chicken on the stove. Lots of reasons why I have it there. Oven don't work. Anyway. So in order to cook my chicken, I need to put it on the stove, which is fine, as long as you have some tin foil. You can put it in there for 12 minutes, and you flip it after 10, and it should be fine. Oil the pan if you need to, but we oiled the chicken already, so it should be fine. What I'm going to do with my leftover spice is a different story. I don't know what I can do about that. And because I don't have my oven, I can't make my sliced potatoes, so I guess none of that. Everything is trying to stop this from happening, but luckily we're persistent enough to keep it going. So yeah, any final notes before I show you the final piece? Make sure all your stuff works, like my oven, my stove, pretty much everything. If you're worried about something not working, you can always get a meat thermometer. Stick this into the meat, and it'll tell you how cooked it is, how whatnot, you know? I can smell it, it's making me hungry, dude. It is making me starving. All right, this is how our food looks. It is kind of messy. That's really good. That's actually so good. Let me make this a little bit taller and scoot you guys a wee bit away from me and point a little bit down. Cool. As you can see, smoking hot still as the steam's coming out. Looks good. It looks really good. I know it's gonna taste really good. I'm not gonna eat it here in front of you guys because I need to do a lot of other stuff. But we'll go ahead and put away that. Sadly, with the extra spice, I'm gonna have to throw it away. So Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can overcook, or not overcook, you can add a little too much of everything, but that's okay. That's because it's meant for 4 chickens. I made only 3. I don't buy the 4 ones, they're more expensive, I don't need 4. So this is a really good meal for you guys to be able to eat pretty much lunch or dinner, in my opinion. If you're trying to gain a lot of weight, or if you're trying to gain any kind of like muscle or weight, this is a really good thing for you guys to eat. It has chicken, spinach, sour cream, bunch of spices to make it taste really good for you guys. It's very good. It's very good to eat, and it's big portions. As you can see, this is a big handful. It's like the size of my entire hand, the breast. If you guys are trying to gain weight, I recommend eating this after a workout, and then eating a little bit more. So what that means is eating enough calories to burn throughout the workout, but you need to save about 200 calories or so to not burn at all. You don't burn that, you want to gain weight. That'll help you gain some weight. If you're trying to drastically gain weight, then obviously don't, just eat a lot and don't work out at all, if that makes sense. If you're trying to build muscle, there's a really good protein for you guys to eat. There's a bunch of stats I have right here. I can't talk about all of it because it's been a really long time of me doing this, and I'm a little tired and I just want to eat. So how about next time? Next time on Luke's Kitchen, we'll make something a little easier for me to explain. But I hope this was good enough for you guys, and hopefully you guys like this series. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy when things didn't work my way, but I enjoyed making the food. Everything about making the food works perfectly. My shitty stove, I can't control that, can I? Or my shitty oven, specifically. My stove is great. So until next time, I am 1/3 of disaster, as Jacob would say. And I hope to see you guys in the comment section. Leave me a comment on what you guys want me to cook next, and I'll consider it. I'm not going to say I'll do it, but I'll consider it. See you guys later.